Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital discussions on the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sometimes sports. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis, and on Twitter I go as PD Beats. Season 19 of Big Brother recently wrapped up, and I am speaking to, I think you can call them a power couple from Season 19. I'm speaking to Elena Davies and Mark Jansen. I'm taking them Marlena. Guys, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for having us.
So
power couple is a little stretch though.
Big Brother power couple.
We weren't winning too many HOHs.
But as a couple.
As a couple, yes, a power couple, yes.
But I said
just outside of the Big Brother.
Mark,
house.
don't hurt yourself while you pat yourself on the back there. I said Big Brother power couple. I didn't say power couple.
We could have won a couple more comps.
Let's get right into it. I don't know, we'll go to Mark. We'll start with you ladies first, obviously, but we'll talk about how did you going on Big Brother come to be? When did you hear about it? What made you want to go on the show? Talk a little bit about that.
I've been a fan off and on. I've watched some seasons more than other seasons, obviously, but I was actually what you call a recruit, I suppose. Mm-hmm. So I got a message on Instagram that I thought, this is probably not real. And I actually originally turned it down. I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I would be up for that. I figure how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of people try to get on Big Brother every year. Like, why would they choose me?
Yeah.
So I was like, no point in exhausting all this extra time and effort in something that would never actually come to fruition. And then I've actually previously worked in entertainment in the radio and podcasting world. And you know what they say, always take the meeting. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And I did, and here I am. So no regrets.
Awesome. And Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I've been a big fan of the show, and I've actually applied for the last 4 years. My first season that I applied after I graduated college on season 16, and then I've just been applying just kind of on and off the last 4 years with it. So this was my lucky year.
Oh, wow. So you're just not backing down at all.
Mm-mm.
It was meant to be.
It was coming from her mouth, meant to be.
And I was, before we were taping, I was talking to Mark too, and I was saying, a lot of my friends, the finale of season 19, a lot of them, and people that I wouldn't suspect watch Big Brother, we're already, I'm going home, we got the pizza already ordered, it's the finale, let's do it. It's crazy.
There are so many undercover Big Brother fans. I mean, I never really openly talked about it when I watched Big Brother.
Yep.
And then especially once I got on the show and post coming out, now that I can actually speak to other humans, have found out so many people have watched year after year after year that are friends of mine or family, and I had no idea. I feel like it's a lot of people's guilty pleasure.
Yeah, everybody. I feel like a lot of people watch it, but nobody talks about it until that other person starts talking about it. Then they're like, "Yeah, so do I."
Mm-hmm.
But look at, Big Brother, it's 19 seasons. Survivor, I think Survivor's up to 30 seasons. There's all these shows have been. People are obviously watching them and big time if they're going to continue to make seasons of them. Season 19 of Big Brother,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I guess you could say it's been successful. But being a Big Brother fan is a commitment. There's a lot of content that we are providing for you guys. So 3 nights a week, plus Big Brother After Dark, plus live feeds. I kind of feel like no one is a casual Big Brother fan. It's either I don't miss an episode or I've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah. And Mark's Instagram lives?
Yeah, but no, my IG lives is because all the fans were watching us with the live feed, so the least I can do is keep them updated with us.
Instagram is a game changer for that type of stuff, man.
It's crazy.
It seems
is so crazy.
A lot of people know this about me, but I have a dog. I have a 5-pound Morkie. I got named Leo, and we made an Instagram account for him a couple years ago. And he has 165,000 followers. So,
your dog has 165,000 followers?
Yes, he does.
Your dog has more followers than Mark.
Yeah.
Right. He almost has as many as you, so.
Almost. I gotta watch my back.
But you know what's crazy too is I don't know. I guess I talked to Elisa Riley when I had her on my show. I talked about this. Is you both have a lot of followers on Twitter as well, but your Instagram followers just like blow everything out of the water, and I find that interesting.
Yeah.
And even like with the Bachelorette and other shows, it's like their Twitter followers, it's okay. You go to their Instagram, it's like triple that.
Exactly. I think I have 150,000 more followers on Instagram than I do on Twitter, and I have a lot of Twitter followers. So it's kind of insane the difference between the two. I guess people really like photos and don't like to read. I don't know.
Exactly. It's all about pictures.
Our attention spans are like they're not the greatest. I mean, people just want.
But also, you got to give credit to Instagram for just like always remaining relevant and constantly updating their app and their format, like adding the stories, adding the boomerang to stories. You know, they do a really good job of remaining very relevant to millennials and all ages.
No, absolutely.
I'm catching on slowly but surely.
But I think that happens too. It's like, I mean, as Marlena, this couple that kind of goes on, that becomes a couple from Big Brother, you're now, like, you're both really active on social media. You're doing some things that I think like are incredible, like interaction with fans. But you're doing some stuff that like, it's like, wow, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, I think it was Mark, or not sure if it was you, I don't know, that you tweeted out like, we're gonna be here, like come see us or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
whoa!
Yeah. And did you get like a lot of people come see you?
We get a decent amount of people. It's just, it's great to like, because I was talking about this last night. I wouldn't have this platform if it wasn't for my fans. Yeah. So the least I can do is do as much as I can to give back and reach out to them and show my appreciation for them.
Exactly. I think I said like a fan messaged me the other day. I don't remember. I guess messaged me and I responded back and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you responded. Like, this is crazy." And I was like, yeah, well, who would I be without my fans? The same exact person, but having fans is way cooler. So let's maintain them.
I mean, that's what it is too. And I remember when I started working, I used to be a big hockey fan growing up, and when I would meet hockey players, I'd be like, wow, like this is unbelievable. Or like even when I used to go to like rock concerts growing up and meet musicians, like, wow, this is awesome. And then you start working in the industry, I do get interviews with guests like yourselves on the show, and then you just realize like we're all just people.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, we're people that have a lot of followers, but we're people.
But I think for me, because I like I said, I worked in entertainment before, so I got the opportunity to meet a lot of very famous, very cool people that I admired, people that are superstars. And I think what makes the person that's famous exceptional is their ability to relate. Yep. And so just being famous and being cold to other humans who are literally the exact same as you, put their pants on the same way, wipe their butt the same way. What makes you exceptional from other celebrities is being kind and warm and approachable and inviting and making someone feel special. And in the same breath, I would say that about every human. Like, no one's entitled. No one's better than anyone else. So just being able to make someone else feel special and being warm to them is what makes you exceptional. So I carried that, I feel like, in my day-to-day life as much as I could. And now with this celebrity status that some feel like I've reached, every day the same way. So I would rather be exceptional in that way. And if a fan loves me and wants, to hear back from me, if that makes their day, how easy is it for me to make someo's day? Why not?
Absolutely. And the whole time you were saying that, Mark, you can just see it in your eyes. You're just like, she's talking about that. You're just like, yep, that's my girl. She's right. I totally see that, Mark.
Yeah, no, whatever Elena said, yeah, I agree.
That's the theme of his life. Whatever I say, he agrees.
Well, because I was so low key before this. I was never really big into social media, so this is all new for me. But it's a great platform that I've always wanted. So it's a big blessing. So I'm gonna see what I can do with it.
And I find it interesting because you said you worked in like the entertainment. Like you were like what did you do as like a producer?
I was a radio personality for a syndicated morning show based out of Dallas, and I was
Oh wow.
it's been on for almost 25 years now, maybe 25 years. And it's a huge established show, and I was just a contributor. So I was very new in the entertainment industry, but I had established some kind of a following, like someone like Mark, who, like you said, this is all new to him. Really, it's all new to me too, but I had like a small taste of knowing what like social media haters are and like the trolls on the internet or getting recognized. And of course, this is that on steroids, so it's still quite an adjustment for me. But I did have a small taste of
Oh,
what
absolutely.
this lifestyle was like.
But what I find interesting too is there's so many people out there, like social media experts, PR experts, digital media experts, it's all that. I mean, one could argue now that with all the followers you have and the reach you have, I mean, you could kind of brand yourself as like an Instagram expert because you think like a lot of people are doing that, right? A lot of people are using their social media as a way to make a living because they went on a big show and they were in the public eye. So, I mean, I look at Mark. Mark's a big fitness guy. Mark's always at the gym lifting and doing his thing, and you know, I mean, I'm just waiting for that Instagram workout program to come out, Mark. Because
it's coming. That's what I'm working on my program right now. It's
really?
Coming. Don't you worry. It's gonna be
I
a nice
actually
program.
didn't really think you had a program coming. That's awesome.
No, it's a program's coming, and it's gonna have full. Because with me, it's gonna be more motivation and inspiration, and basically with my own transformation, that's what I'm gonna be focused on. So it's gonna be a 30-day. Basically beginner's program to get transitioned into the healthy lifestyle, and I'm gonna have like a full access group that is just inspires and motivates each other, and then I answer questions, awesome. And so it's really just like I said, I want to use this platform to help.
That's awesome. So now I have a big brother question for both of you, specific question. So I'll start with Elena. My specific question to you, it's actually a two-part question. It's one, what was kind of the competition that you thought was the hardest? That's the first question. Mm-hmm. And then the second question, linking to that, is what was kind of the first moment where when you were a house guest with Mark, where you were like, yeah, you know, this guy, like when did you first start getting like interested in him?
Okay, yes. Good question. You know, all the comps are so different. A lot of people, like for Mark, he would probably say like the wall comp was a hard one, and that one I found a little bit easier. That's what makes the show so interesting, and the dynamic of how people perform so interesting. I absolutely hated the first veto competition I competed in because it had the element of eating the liver pate and the fish eggs and the snail. So gross. Such my worst nightmare. And then right when I probably spent 10 whole minutes on that, got through that, I had to spend another 5 minutes with my head under ice cold water.
Oh, wow.
Seemingly that doesn't sound too difficult, but for me, that was my nightmare. So luckily I wasn't expected to perform well in that comp, and I was supposed to throw it. And I did. But I hated it the most. Second question, you know, there was a level of interest in Mark on day one. Of course, I was like, this guy's kind of cute. I'll flirt with him a little bit. We'll see what this can get me in the house. And I mean, he came on strong. A lot of people missed 9 days of content before live feeds came on. I wish America could have seen those first 9 days of Mark flirting with me. It was interesting. I'd honestly like to go back and see it. But I think the pivotal moment for me, and maybe this doesn't exactly answer your question, but the pivotal moment for me when I realized how much I cared about Mark was towards the very end of my stay in the house. And I got into a huge fight in the kitchen with Josh primarily, a little bit Christmas, and a little bit Alex. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of my fight, Alex was saying really hateful things to Mark. And I couldn't even listen to what she was saying because I was busy screaming at Josh. And all I knew is I could hear some keywords like Elena and she said this and yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? And I could see him kind of taking it all in and left the room upset. And I don't know what she said, but from that moment on, I was significantly more concerned about Mark and his feelings than I was about me and what just happened to, number one, my game and the fight I just had with Josh and what that meant for me. All I cared about was knowing that Mark was okay and that he didn't believe the lies that Alex shared with him. And so I think that was the moment that I realized, oh crap, I like this guy for real. And then of course I was evicted like 4 days later. So.
Yeah.
So it took her 54 days. So.
How long did it take you, Mark?
Like
that was my question, because I had 2 questions for Mark, and the second question was the same that I asked you. How long did it take you to be interested in?
Well, it was like different milestones or like checkpoints, I guess, because I was always from day one when we moved in together. When she was standing right below me, I was very attracted to her, and then I started talking to her. And like the first day at the safety competition, we weren't competing, and I felt like I was in high school. I wanted to make sure I sat next to her. And I kind of just ignored everybody else, and I just wanted to like get a reaction out of her. And she was the only one I focused on, which is kind of a bad strategy going into Big Brother with 15 other people. And then it was, day 12, people were asking me questions at Dominique's show, and I realized how upset I got because I actually did care about her, and it wasn't just flirting. And then when she tried to keep space for me in the house, she'd still make sure I was okay. And, that really meant a lot to me because I knew she was there to play a game, but just to see that she really did care about my feelings. And then obviously the double eviction when I knew I was safe, but the only thing that I was thinking about was that I'm going to lose her and how hurt I was.
Wow. No, I mean, you could tell too, like on social media. I mean, I think it was when you were, I mean, you would have like interactions with each other all the time, and you see all the comments,
yes.
And people would just be like, "Oh my god, like this! I don't want this ever to end. This is amazing." And it's like almost like you could have your own like spin-off, like a web series. You could do that. Hey, I'm just saying.
Who wants to follow us around with cameras? Bring it on.
I'm
surprised about
actually happens.
Our dynamic in the house, just as a Big Brother fan, was very unique, and my head was more about her than it was the game because I kind of saw how the game was going, and all I really wanted to do was spend time with Elena and get to know her more and more, which is difficult with all the cameras. But no, I was more hooked to her than the actual games.
I would say we maybe have the most interesting showmance dynamic in Big Brother history.
It was great.
That's bold of me to say.
That's a bold statement, but I'll let you say it. That's bold, though.
I mean, it really was interesting. It was a lot of like, Mark, get away from me, and Mark like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it was a roller coaster. There was the ups and downs for sure.
Yes.
But my specific question, Big Brother question for Mark is, and one of my buddies told me to ask you this. So this is for you, Brad. He wanted to know about. There was Paul, the vet, on Big Brother, and he wanted to know why Cody was the only one that wanted him out. Like, why didn't you want him out of the house?
Well, like I said, like originally, I was always with Cody. Cody was my number one guy in the house, so I told him, whatever you want, let's do it. I never wanted him to go after Paul the first week, but I never really told him, expressed that to him. So I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I'm thinking it from a competitor standpoint, and I got me and Cody and the girls, and we have a great alliance. So whatever you want, if you want to go after Paul, let's go. But then he pulls out 3 weeks of safety. So how are you going to go against a vet who has 3 weeks of safety? Because you start talking.
Unfair.
Yeah, so you start talking about him. Then Paul finds out, and Paul talks to other people, and he's like, "Hey, I'm safe." And so I mean, you can't really go against somebody with 3 weeks of safety. And by the time the 3 weeks was up, he just manipulated the 8 people. It was like the final 8 was everybody that he manipulated, and but everybody just trusted him more than anybody else, and there wasn't too much we could do.
Yeah, I mean that there was a lot of controversy around that whole situation. Like it was.
I mean, the fact that Mark and I can't win an HOH when it counts to do something about shifting the power in the house or trying to take a shot at Paul. It's like we would have loved to do that and remain aligned with Jess and Cody, but when you can't win a danged HOH competition, what do? You just sit there and pretend to play safe with the numbers in the house, which is all of Paul and his puppets, whilst really hoping and praying that either Mark or myself or Jess or Cody win an HOH. We can do something in Big Brother instead of just playing Big Paul.
And compete for some vetoes and safeties.
Yeah. Wow. Like, it's cool to get these perspectives, because it's like, that's why I made Popternative. It's like, I wanted the behind the scenes. I want to hear things that, I want people to say things on my show that they won't get anywhere else. So.
Well, and that's the thing about Big Brother, and I think specifically our season, is there literally is so much content, and there's so many house guests, there's so many storylines to follow, and there's only so much TV time. So unless you're really dedicated to watching the live feed, and even still, sometimes the live feed isn't on Mark and myself when we're talking game, you miss a lot of people's strategies in the house or what they're trying to accomplish. So it's nice to have this platform post the show and get to kind of explain where our heads were at, what we were trying to do with our games. Since we haven't even had the time to watch the show back, so we don't know what.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing.
We don't know exactly.
Continue.
It was just tough because I'm such a big fan of Big Brother, and this was just a tough season because I kind of saw how the game was going, and Paul was just playing everybody, and if we didn't win an HOH, it was just a pecking order, and it was Jess and Cody, then it was going to be me and Elena, then it was going to be Matt and Raven, and I feel like we were the only two plus Cody and just that side, and it was just very frustrating because there was nothing we could do except win an HOH, and we couldn't do that. So we were just basically like just waiting for it to happen.
Waiting the strike type thing. Yeah, no, I understand that. Well, I think we'll wrap up. Elena, Mark, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course. Thank you so much, Peter.
Yeah, we love it. Thank you for inviting us.
No, absolutely. This is awesome. And I'm sure we'll have... I'm serious when I say this, but like, you guys need to make a podcast. Like, it should happen. You two, no, seriously, it should happen.
So.
That's good.
She doesn't want me on her podcast.
It should, no. Well, I'll only watch it if Mark's on. So how about that?
Thank you, Peter.
Oh wow. Okay. Yikes. Maybe I should have two podcasts. I have.
You want to have a podcast with just you?
No, I don't.
No, somebody else. That's not me.
In the house, alongside the radio show job that I had, and I'd like to maintain like the same format, which isn't one that Mark would have a lot to say on.
Oh,
so
Mark. Getting called out here, bud.
Well, that's like me and Elena. I've said it from the day one, which is crazy because I've never really experienced anything like this. But we are complete opposites. Yeah. We truly are complete opposites.
There's a saying.
But I've never cared about somebody as much as I care about her.
But there's the saying, though. Like, there's the
opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
So she can do her podcast stuff. I'll do my fitness stuff, and
fitness.
But
podcast.
at the end of the day,
would you come on as a guest, Mark? Can you be a guest?
I come on as a guest? Yeah. I don't know.
That's just insult to injury right now. It's like you can't be on the podcast as a regular, but would you come on as a guest?
Let me see what my manager thinks about that.
Yeah, talk to your manager. Have your manager call my manager.
Yeah.
We'll set something up.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Well, we'll wrap up. Thank you both. Where can we follow you guys on social media? What's the handles?
At Elena Davies. It's ELENADAVIES. That's the same on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Venmo, all the places.
Perfect.
My Twitter and Instagram are at Real Mark Jansen, and then my Snapchat's The Mark Jansen. And then my YouTube channel. That's the one thing I'm really pushing right now is my YouTube channel, which is again at Real Mark Jansen.
I'll put all the links in the description.
And your Facebook page.
And my Facebook page. Thank you, Elena.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have a Facebook page too, but I don't remember what the tag is. I think it actually has something to do with my old job. So it's like Elena Davies, KKMS maybe. But yeah, follow me on all the stuff. I'm really funny.
A lot of people call you, I've seen you do interviews before, and people call you Elena. Is it Elena or Elena? I saw you did. Okay, I saw an interview you did recently, and someone just said Elena the whole time. Yeah.
Honestly, I pretty much answer to anything, and I don't even catch it. My dad learned how to spell my name at like the ripe age of me being 16. So, it doesn't even.
I think I called you Elena, but at one point I called you Elena, so I apologize for that.
I mean, honestly, like variety is the spice of life. So let's just mix it up.
Awesome. Well, Elena, thank you. Mark, thank you. This has been Pop Alternative.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
No problem. You can catch previous episodes of our show on our YouTube. You can go to popternative.com for more content as well. Until next time, this is Marlena and PD Beats signing off. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.